Hey everyone, we're back. We're live. Gonna take the Quansi back up to the forest where we've been cutting and gather up another load of wood to bring down to the mill. Could take a little while to do. So this is Crawford Farms, and we're doing still doing our live streams. We're just starting them out. This is only the second stream I've done on Crawford Farms. I've done some videos earlier, or one video earlier from this map. And it's one of my favorite maps because it's based not far from where I live. And I'm going to end my stream. Alright, we're back. Keep driving. I hate it when work calls me during the middle of a stream, want me to go in. I'd much rather stay home and play games. That's just how it is, unfortunately. So we're on our way back up to the forest that we've just about totally decimated. There are a few trees left standing. The plan is that once the ground thaws and the snow goes away, I'll have some planting and cultivating and things like that to do, but I should have some time during the summer where I can actually replant that forest and get it ready for next year. Or, well, it'll take 3 years, I guess, in seasons before it. Hi, Delta. It is not going to put your comment up there. I am trying to run a PG format, buddy. Oh, thanks for stopping in, Delta. I appreciate it. Trying to have a good day at work. I should be off tomorrow and able to join you tomorrow evening for your stream. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. So I'm just on the way back up here to get another load of wood. Yeah, it is PG, alright. But not if taken out of context, of course, right? Yeah, that would be good if I have that available to me as well. I'd like to have Nightbot available. And we've made it back. As you can see, we've got quite a few trees down. I'm going to start looking for some smaller logs, like these ones here, to load up. Take back to the mill. I really do need a better set of controllers for this. The mouse does work, but it's slow. One thing about having snow on the map, it makes it a little easier to grab some of these logs. MR also makes it easier. If you have ever played with MR, you'll notice that the physics on your trees and your bales and all those pieces of material have changed, and they're a lot easier to move them around and control them. So I'll have to move forward just a touch. I can get that one. So it's Friday night, and I'm competing against AI Cave right at the moment. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get a whole lot of views, but that's okay. This is, I'm just doing this for the fun of it. I looked at some of my results for the last stream, and I actually had 30 views, so I was pretty happy with that. It's more than I normally would get. Hey Moose, how are you tonight? I'm gathering up some wood here. Friday night, I'm not working tonight, so I thought I'd try and do a little live stream, see what happens. See how my internet does. And it's actually doing pretty good for now. A little hard to see this, actually. Yeah, you're working at the golf course tomorrow, are you, Moose? Get everything all prepped up for the Saturday morning tournaments. It's supposed to be nice and warm tomorrow anyway, so that's good. Yeah, it would be quiet on the golf course in the morning before everybody's up and around. No broken mowers this weekend. They get them all fixed from last week. My load looks a little bit awkward there, but so far so good. None of it's fallen out. Good to plan ahead with spares, isn't it? I assume that's an 18-hole course you're working at, Moose. How many times a week would the whole thing be actually mowed? Just always been kind of curious of how often. It's probably more than once, I'm guessing. 2 to 3 times a week for fairways. That's a lot of mowing. No wonder you're in every morning before dawn. Apologize if I'm kind of quiet here. I'm trying to concentrate on this manipulating these machines and moving these logs around. If you've ever tried it in game, you'll know it's not quite as easy as some people make it look. It's probably easier than I make it look, of course, but you're a busy boy doing all that. Raking sand traps, mowing lawns, greens, fairways, roughs. You've been doing that for a few years now, though, haven't you? Okay, so this is your first year at the golf course for the year. Oh, that's good. So which do you prefer to mow, the lawns or the golf course? Yeah, I don't blame you. It's always fun to play with bigger machines. Now, I thought you wouldn't work anywhere as it wasn't doing Kubota. I'm sure it would be top notch too. I'm sure you could jury rig something anyways if you wanted. Or when you have your own golf course, that is. I actually heard some talk today that Kubota might be coming in to Farm Sim 19. Although it might just be speculation. Probably was. Be interesting to see them and John Deere to go with a more Americanized where did I see that? I don't remember. It was on YouTube. I do know that. Somebody was speculating about it. They were also saying Class might be a midway edit, and you'll see a Class pack as DLC sometime during the part way through 2019 game run, which would be kind of neat. Yeah, they're starting to sell quite a few. They've also brought JCB in there, and they're selling those as well. So I'm seeing more and more different Kubota equipment too. Different mowers, windrowers, tedders, stuff like that, parked there that hasn't been before as well. Quite a bit larger equipment. Basically about the mid-size stuff we have in game here. I was talking to the girl I work with. Her boyfriend works for a forestry company that his family kind of owns and operates. They had a bit of a rough week. burnt one of their brand new Tiger Cat harvesters. They weren't overly happy about that. They had a bunch of other stuff all break at the same time. I think they said he lost a turbo on one of his harvesters or porters. And I'm thinking if it was that new, it was probably insured. At least I'm guessing it was. Sounds like they keep fairly new equipment. Yeah, very expensive. It sounds like they run fairly new equipment, though, just to save on breakdowns and stuff. As they were into Bert working away when it caught. It's a heck of a fire in Truro Wednesday night. The Dalhousie Agricultural Center burnt there, the Cox Institute. I know quite a few people have gone there for school. I don't know if they've determined the cause of the fire yet or not. That wouldn't surprise me a whole lot. I do know they had 8 departments there. And kept an ambulance stationed on scene all night. And I only know that because I was working. Almost got this load full. I think I'll take it down and use the auto load function on my truck to take it off of here and load it onto that. I know it's cheating, but I don't think everybody wants to watch me do this all night. No, I'm using the mouse moose. I don't have any joysticks. I really wish I did. I've been trying to find decently priced joysticks, but they're either extremely expensive for anything decent, or they're pretty much complete crap. So it's hard to justify when you want 2 of them to set up to spend a couple $100 a piece on them. Yeah, FDR has a nice setup for that. Yeah, everything was decently priced ages ago, but to find them now, they're getting harder and harder to find. They don't carry joysticks anymore most places. Everybody uses game pads, which I have, but I really don't want to try and set up for this. Yeah, I've heard that GPRUs are starting to get a little cheaper. Not that Bitcoin was losing value, but that there's a lot easier and less expensive ways to mine. They're not really mining it so much as they were. They're using a different format to run it. All right, let's get out of here. Oops. And we're off to the mill, I guess. Thankfully, the mill isn't that far away. So we'll get down here and get it done. Well, I've seen some press releases from NVIDIA here recently that say they're starting to get a control of the prices again to make it more reasonable for gamers, which makes me happy to hear, because I'm soon going to need a new card, I think. Yeah. You might need to update for the next version, for 19. I'm not sure. I'm running 2 monitors, so it makes things a little bit better with a better end or a higher end card, but I don't think it'd make much difference for my streaming or anything now. My internet's just too slow to worry about doing too much on it. I have a pretty good feeling that FS19 is going to be require a little bit stronger computer than what we have now, so we'll see. Oh, your 970 will probably run it. My 680 probably won't, though. But we'll see. Hopefully by October the prices will be down so that I can buy a 3-year-old card for less than what they were new 10 years or 3 years ago. We'll see. Oops. I sold all my wood. That's good. Back up for some more. I made about 16 grand off of that load of wood, so that's pretty good. Those are just the small logs. Yeah. So whatever. Yeah, there is a JCB fast track in Amherst at the Kubota dealership. They are really cool looking tractors. They don't look like anything we're used to around here for sure. They also have some loaders and some telehandlers and a couple small mini excavators, all JCB as well at the Kubota dealership. I think they even have a couple of skid steers as well. I do tend to drive by there just about every day when I'm going to work, so I usually slow down and have a look. Yeah, they look so different. They definitely are quite a machine if you're not used to them. And that's where Kubota's pushing their higher horsepower stuff, I think, is coming from the JCB side. One thing I like about this map is you start off with some pigs and some sheep to take care of, along with pig food and bales of straw and bales of hay, so that you can maintain them. Makes for some fun gameplay, especially in the snow. I did have to add one mod to it though, for the animals, because they were making a hell of a mess. Yeah, I think that's why they've started bringing in JCBs, the higher horsepower tractors. You know, John Deere's got their bigger tractors and Case, and even Massey Ferguson has larger horsepower machinery, so I'm guessing that's the main reason why Kubota's brought them in. At least until they get some of their own that are larger horsepower. Alright. We yard some longer logs out here, I think. take the Crivets for a little drive. I really fell in love with this machine when I started playing with Mark. It's quite a rig. Yeah, it does make the winch, it does make it a little more fun, doesn't it? Try not to hit myself with them. Alright. Take off. How are you tonight, Genetic? And that's what I'm aiming for. To make it as entertaining as a bag of hammers. I'm doing great, Genetic. It's good to hear you're doing good. Haven't had a chance to talk to you in a while. You keeping busy, are you? Getting all the equipment ready for summer, are you? Yeah, that work thing always keeps getting in the way, doesn't it? And the family. I've overheated the clutch. That's never good. It does kind of look like a mess, doesn't it? That's why I'm skidding logs out here so I can load them up onto the truck and take them away. Yeah, I kind of got a little ahead of myself on the log cutting here. This tractor's really quite good at bringing these logs out, though. Seems to have more horsepower than it really needs to do it. It is a lot of fun. The loader version of it's even better, I think. I actually haven't been playing this map very much. I just kind of started again when I started streaming. And I forgot how many logs I had laying down on the ground. But I have to clean them up somehow. So this kind of seemed like a good time to try and do it. This should be interesting. I used to play the small maps. I haven't been playing... I've actually been trying to play some of the bigger maps lately. Kind of enjoying the big equipment. I believe we're playing tomorrow night on Farmer John's map. The newest version of it. That should be fun. He's done a lot of work on the fields, I guess. I seem to be a little bit wedged up here. There we go. I got her. Yeah, we still do have some rough spots, but he's trying. Yeah, it is kind of a nice layout. It's different. It's actually more of an American style of map than most of the ones that are out there. From what I hear, they played on it the other night, and he's leveled out a lot of stuff that used to be really rough. Um, but I mean, it'll all just take time. I'm kind of hoping that's something they'll put into the next version of the game in 2019. Just equipment that'll actually level the ground as you work with it. That would be kind of nice. So that if you were to, clear cut this field or this, like I've done here, you could actually turn it into a field that's usable instead of a mess that you have to replant with wood. That should be enough logs for a load or so. See how I make out loading these up with the loader. Probably not as good as I'd like to. That was close. Getting her loaded here slowly. Take it down and see how we do at the mill with these ones. They're a bit bigger, a bit longer. They should actually fetch you a pretty good price. Well, some of these logs just don't like me. Or they just don't want to go to the mill, one of the two. I'll give these a shove in here. Get them a little tidied up. Hello, Edwin.
Call from 6:30.
What, bud?
No, one missed call from 6:30. What?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't come through, so I don't know.
Called you 6 times, but that's okay, bud.
I'm sorry.
And my son just got home. Said he didn't receive any of the phone calls that I made to him. Which I can believe because most of them went right straight through to voicemail, so. Probably the last load I'll put on this. I'll just let it. And I'll take this last load up and dump it off. This truck comes with a partner to help me, but he doesn't do anything. I wonder if I can get this all the way down to the mill without flipping it. No, he just sits there on the passenger side and holds on to the old shit handle. I really don't know why he's there. This truck moves along a fair bit quicker than the Porter does when you're taking logs to the mill. Although we probably shouldn't be doing 80 on snow-covered roads, but it wouldn't be the first time we've done it. In-game or real life. I really wish they would have put a girl in there. That would have looked a little better. Then she could have sat on my lap and kept me company. Alright, another load down. Only about 15 more to go. I think, though, that I'm going to probably call it quits here for the stream. I've a little bit deprived of sleep in the last few days, so I'm going to go to bed early and get a few hours sleep. I've been working nights the last 2 nights, so when I work nights, I don't get a lot of sleep. It's hard to sleep during the day with 2 dogs and a 15-year-old that run around the house. So I think I'll just take this back and park it, and then I'll call it. Thank everybody who joined me tonight. Delta stopped in earlier. Mr. Moose. Always great to see you, Genetic. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to talk to you. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm going to try and stream more often. Although I've been saying that for a while, that I was going to try and make videos more often. That never really happened. I've been actually streaming about an hour or 2 a day the last few days. So have a good night, Genetic. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I think that's going to be a wrap for all of us. Thanks again, everyone. Bye-bye.